It's much better now that I got a new remote.
Hello and welcome to the West Bend Soccer Complex as West Bend Community TV brings you girls high school soccer. Our match will feature the combined West Bend East and West girls soccer team against Cedarburg in a North Shore Conference matchup. Along with camera operator and producer John Elke, I'm the Bear, Barry Hirsch. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for this match here this evening for the visiting Cedarburg Bulldogs, dressed in their white uniforms with the orange trim. Opening up at goalie is number 1, Allie Career. Number 2 is Emma Altamari. 3 is Peyton Wetzel. 5, Talon Nobile. 10, Jacqueline Stever. 11, Mary Strobel. 14 is Claire Van Erman. 16 is Reese Cummings. 19 is Lacey Johnson. 22, Autumn Snow. And 25 is Rowan Lilligren. Head coach of Cedarburg is Robert Williams. Now for West Bend, dressed in the black and white uniforms, number 2, Cheyenne Nolan. 3 is Zoe Bruce. 4, Izzy Lutz. 5, Ashlyn Mueller. 7, Summer Dricken. There's the whistle as we get underway. 8, Michaela Trahan. 10, Alexis Gugliotti. 15, Maura Farrell. 30, Alyssa Connor. 31, Caitlin Gugliotti. And in goal this evening for West Bend is Sophia Stoltz. Chris Susnick, the head coach for West Bend. An absolutely beautiful evening here as we tape this game for you on Tuesday evening, May the 10th. Clear skies, very warm conditions. We're at 83 degrees as this game kicks off here in West Bend. And talking with John Elke before we went on the air, this is definitely the top of the mountain as far as weather we've had this spring for any of our production of games, be it softball, baseball, or even soccer. The last soccer game that we produced here for you, we were a very chilly 44 degrees that evening when West Bend played Hartford. So definitely some very nice, welcomed, warm weather here this evening. Again, 83 degrees, field just in absolutely pristine condition. So the action, as you've been seeing, is underway. West Bend works with the ball. They are going left to right. Over on the far side of the field. Now the ball intercepted out there by Cedarburg. They'll bring it back the other way. 2 halves at 40 minutes a half. As this match is just underway. Now the ball comes out to midfield. That's Peyton Wetzel. Pushes it up front, out of bounds. Toss in will come for West Bend. Parents' night here tonight. Prior to the game, all the girls introduced their parents out on the field. Nice crowd on hand here tonight, too, for this game. They're still making their way here into the complex. Working with the ball, that was Rowan Lilligren for Cedarburg. Trying to keep it inside the zone is Lacey Johnson for Cedarburg. What a nice little bit of an intercepted pass out there, Alexis Gugliotti for West Bend, but ball down on the far end. Now play in front of the West Bend bench, crosses midfield. And the defenders for Cedarburg push it back in play in their favor. Here's Jacqueline Stever with it. She'll push it up to Peyton Wetzel. Nice center pass up there to Mary Strobel. She'll pass it back out to Stever. Tries centering. Nice intercepted inside there by the defender for West Bend. Van Erman, though, for Cedarburg, keeps it in play in the attack zone for Cedarburg Bulldogs. Takes down in the far left corner. West Bend defenders coming out on the sharp end here on this opening few moments of the match. 3.5 minutes into the match. No score. Now they'll go down to the far northeast corner. Cedarburg dribbling the ball, bringing it up, and tried centering one in. Yes, Cedarburg will get a goal. At the 4:06 mark, a goal for Cedarburg. So Cedarburg takes the 1-0 lead.
Number 3.
Peyton Wetzel will get the goal.
Cedarburg goal, fifth minute, number 3, Wetzel.
So the Bulldogs will take a 1-0 lead. And they go right back on the attack. Here's Peyton Wetzel, who just got that goal moments ago. She's bringing it in hard on the attack. She'll center the ball over to Strobel. She'll try centering one in. Here's a kick, and coming on and making the save is Sophia Stoltz for West Bend. Now the Bulldogs back on the attack once again. However, here comes West Bend now away with the ball. Pushing it up forward past the midfield stripe, but Cedarburg right there to bring it back. Now the chase is on. Wetzel will come down in the far corner for it. She's being chased by Maura Farrell. Zoe Bruce with a nice one there. We've played 5 minutes here in the first half. It's 1-0 Cedarburg. Scoring just over at the 4-minute mark, at the 4:06 mark. Now the Bulldogs keep it in play in their side. Play continued down on the far end. Taylor Nobile with it. And the ball will go out of bounds on the far end. Now the toss in from that northeast corner of the field. Nice one coming up and coming on and making the grab and saving. It was Stoltz for West Bend. Ball put right back in play, and Cedarburg keeps it inside. Working with it now, Stever. She'll drop one down on the far left side. Chase is on. Peyton Wetzel gets down there for it. And on the toss in, Stever will control the ball. 7 minutes have gone by now into this match. And it's 1-0 Cedarburg on the Peyton Wetzel goal at the 4:06 mark of the opening half. Zoe Bruce trying to keep it back in favor of West Bend. Now they'll throw a toss in just on the opposite side at midfield. West Bend trying to mount what would be their first sustained attack of the evening. Ball out of bounds. And West Bend will once again take the toss in. Cedarburg has it now, working in the front end of the field. Dribbling up the field with the ball, that's number 10, Jacqueline Stever. Ball tipped around inside the box, shot, and high over the goal and over into the parking lot it goes. Would have been a nice field goal kick over the goalpost if we were playing football. Instead, it'll be kicked back into play by West Bend. And it looks like we'll get our first substitutions in the match. Michaela Trahan will be one of the players for West Bend going out.
Coming into the game for West Bend, number 19, Allie Derberry, and number 40, Emily Rausch.
Allie Derberry coming in along with Emily Rausch, number 40. Back to play. Cedarburg with the ball, dribbling it up front. And the chase is on. Here's Maura Farrell trying to chase it down in the far left corner. We approach the 11-minute mark here in this first half. So approximately 29 minutes remaining to be played here in the opening half. High school soccer, if you're watching for the first time, plays 2 halves, 40 minutes a half. And we just passed the 11-minute mark. So about 29 minutes to play here in the opening half. It's 1-0 Cedarburg. Peyton Wetzel, the opening goal of the night, coming at the 4:06 mark for the Cedarburg Bulldogs. Here's the toss in, controlled by Cedarburg. Tapped around inside the box. Oh, almost got one there, but it came away, and West Bend saves it around. Here's Lutz. And now Zoe Bruce. And a lot of the action so far in this half has been down in this end of the field. Haven't had an opportunity yet to see a good mounted attack here for West Bend. Again, down inside the saw. Ball goes loose in front of the West Bend bench and out of bounds. Tossed right back into play. And that one goes out, and we'll bring it back in. So from the far end there, here comes the corner kick, bringing it in. Set up nicely, centered it in the box, and tripped up. And so that'll give possession of the ball over to West Bend. 13 minutes have gone by here in the opening half. Still 1-0 in favor of Cedarburg. And again, play in action continue down in the Cedarburg attack zone of the field. Now inside the box off to the left side, and we'll get some black and white jerseys for West Bend coming up with the ball. Now try to advance it, but pushing it right back into there is Lilligren for Cedarburg. Ball tipped up and over the net. And we'll get the first Cedarburg substitution of the match.
Into the game for Cedarburg, number 12, Courtney Van Erden.
Courtney Van Erden, a freshman on the Bulldogs soccer team, will check in for the first time this evening. First substitution by head coach Robert Williams here, with his team leading 1-0. Just over 14 minutes have gone by here in half number 1. Cedarburg continues to dominate play down in this side of the field. Here is Lilligren. Nice advance upfield to Wetzel. Wetzel now going at it, being charged by Maura Farrell against her. And we'll have a corner kick coming from down on the far left side. If there's any blind spot for yours truly calling the action tonight in this game, that's where it's coming from, is down in that left corner. So here's the corner kick coming in, and nice save out there by Stoltz for West Bend. And play continues. And now we see some good advancement here coming up by West Bend as they reach midfield, but it's stopped out there by Van Erden for Cedarburg. Trying to come up and keep the ball in there was Alexis Gugliotti. And the ball goes out of bounds in front of the West Bend bench. Nice kick and advancing the ball down far for Cedarburg. The chase is on. West Bend kicks it back. And it goes out of bounds in that northeast corner of the field, right above the baseball field. And speaking of baseball, if the weather cooperates, hopefully we'll get 1 or 2 more high school baseball games in for you this spring season yet. Talked about this on a couple of our other broadcasts this spring. Mother Nature's definitely been the aggressor and the winner in a lot of games this season. And not just here in West Bend, but all over the area. Personal note, my nephew is a pitcher for Milwaukee Lutheran. And they're in the midst right now of playing like 10 games over the next 12 nights, weather pending, of course, but that's how many games they've missed in their baseball league for high school. Kick goes down into the far corner, left end. And again, Cedarburg maintaining it. Ball kicked over. Oh, attempted header there by Nobile, but she couldn't quite. West Bend working hard, trying to defend the ball and get it back over. There's a nice advancement by West Bend, but once again, Cedarburg there to defend it and keep it back inside the attack zone. Ball down, and that's, again, that northeast corner. 18 minutes have been played now in this match. So about 22 minutes remaining to be played in the first half, and it's 1-0 Cedarburg. And you're watching the action right here on West Bend Community TV. Cedarburg contains possession, again, down in the far right corner. Now try centering the ball. There's a header defended away by West Bend. And the ball kicked away off the right side, off to the goal. Cedarburg again maintaining possession as we are now in the 19th minute of play here in the opening half. Now a little bit of an intercept there by West Bend, trying to bring it back in, but again, Cedarburg defends it back. This is Wetzel. Pushed up, nice advance coming up on the attack. Working with it is Strobel, and it is no! Good save out there by Sophia Stoltz, the West Bend goalie. And a nice save by Sophia. Cedarburg mounted a pretty aggressive attack that time, but Sophia was there to stop it. Now kept in by Wetzel for Cedarburg. Ball tapped around, kicked over on the right side, and it'll go out of bounds. And we are at the halfway mark of this opening half, as we'll get some substitutions here at the 20-minute mark.
Number 17, Abigail Schmidt. And number 22, Autumn Snow.
Abigail Schmidt will come into the lineup for Cedarburg. She is a junior. Autumn Snow, one of the starters, returns to the lineup as we go back into play now. With just over 20 minutes left in this opening half, halfway through the first half. From the toss-in, play continues. Down in front of the West Bend bench on the far side, east side of the field. And it goes out of bounds in front of the Cedarburg bench. Now here comes the Cedarburg Bulldogs, dribbling the ball upfield. Nice pass up there. And kicked away out of bounds to the right side. Or the left side of Sophia Stoltz's goal. So the corner kick coming in now for Cedarburg. Centers it in the box. Nice header tapped away there for West Bend by Derryberry. Cedarburg keeps it up in the front end of the zone. Here's Stever. Ball worked around. Now bringing it down is Abigail Schmidt. Schmidt brings it out of that far left corner. Tries centering the ball in the box. And nice one there by the West Bend defenders to push it away and turn that one away. And it goes out of bounds. And Cedarburg will make a substitution here at the 22:30 mark.
Number 19, Lacey Johnson.
Lacey Johnson, the sophomore, will check back into the lineup. Cedarburg leads it 1-0, the only goal in this game, and it came early. It came at the 4:06 mark of this half by Peyton Wetzel. Nice stop out there by Sophia Stoltz. She had a couple of nice saves. And her defenders have helped her out somewhat a couple of times too as the ball goes out of bounds underneath the West Bend bench. But unfortunately for West Bend, they've not been able to mount or sustain any type of a offensive attack. #22, Addison Harder, the senior from West Bend West has checked in now. And again, the West Bend soccer program for girls, a combination of the East and West schools. "24 minutes have gone by here in the first half. So approximately 16 minutes left to play here in the opening half. And it's 1-0 Cedarburg. You're watching action here on West Bend Community TV.
Into the game for West Bend, number 11, Paige Larson. And for Cedarburg, number 8, Sophia Schultz.
Paige Larson, the senior from West Bend West, will come in. Cedarburg brings in Sophia Schultz, a sophomore, into their lineup. Still a 1-0 contest as we play now into the last 15 minutes of this opening half. High kick going up out of bounds into the bleachers. Now Fran Anderson, a sophomore from East, will check in. So both coaches bringing in substitutes at will, trying to keep the girls fresh. It's a nice breeze here this evening, as we mentioned, but definitely one of the more warmer evenings for any sport this season. Now mounting an attack, here comes Abigail Schmidt for Cedarburg. She'll forward the ball up to Snow. And Snow's kick will go over, and Stoltz will take it over for the save. And bring it back in with her kick to West Bend. Now Cedarburg back on the offense. This is Abigail Schmidt. Schmidt trying to get something, being thrown up there by Maura Farrell. Oh! And is that going to go in as a goal? It did not go. Okay, I saw the net ruffle, but it went up above the net. Hit the top part. So the score remains 1-0. And we'll get the corner kick coming in for Cedarburg. Here it comes. Tapped in the middle. And again, West Bend trying to mount something here. But again, it's all dominated in this end by Sophia Schultz and her Cedarburg Bulldogs. Now the ball gets loose out of Cedarburg. And let's see if West Bend can make a dominant out of it. Harder giving chase, but not going to get there in time. And it'll come back the other way. Allie Creer, the goalie for Cedarburg, saw some action down there for one of the first and early times this evening. As unfortunately for West Bend, the majority of this first half has been played up on that north end of the field. Ashlyn Muller will check back in for West Bend along with Caitlin Gugliotti. And meanwhile, Cedarburg will bring Mary Strobel back into their lineup. 28 minutes have gone by here in the first half, so about 12 minutes remaining to be played here in the first half. Cedarburg 1, West Bend 0 here on West Bend Community TV. Ball kicked back in by West Bend, put into play, but again, Cedarburg there to dominate and bring it in. Here's a kick going over, and in the goal it goes for Cedarburg. At the 28:55 mark, Cedarburg gets their second goal. Autumn Snow is credited with the goal for Cedarburg, and the Bulldogs now take a 2-0 lead. Now back to play we go as West Bend will trail by 2. Here's Fran Anderson trying to give it, but again, Cedarburg right back on it. Now dribbling the ball up quickly, it's Courtney Van Erman. Centers it in, but West Bend defender is there to take it away. Now push it up the field. Fran Anderson had it. And it'll be brought back into play by Emma Altamari for Cedarburg. Forwards it up to Sophia Schultz. Centering it, but intercepted out there by the West Bend defenders. And the ball goes down on the far east end of the field. Crossing in front of the benches at midfield and out of bounds. .30 minutes have elapsed here in the first half, so 10 minutes remaining here in the first half. 10 minutes remaining. Cedarburg with a 2-0 lead. Goals by Peyton Wetzel at the 4:06 mark, and just moments ago, Autumn Snow at the 28:55 mark. And here comes Cedarburg again on a strong attack. Centers into the box, defended away. Still inside, now blocked away. Heavy action in that box inside. Now Cedarburg continues to mount it. West Bend trying to defend it and kick it out. There's one, and then coming up and making it is Sophia Stoltz. But a heavy offensive attack there on that rush by Cedarburg. Now Cedarburg getting in, working with it. Peyton Wetzel on that far side.
Into the game for Cedarburg. Number 13, Pearl Winterhalter. And number 20, Natalie Gilmer.
Pearl Winterhalter, a sophomore, will check in for the first time this evening. As West Bend will kick it back in play. Pushed up by Cedarburg, up into the front. And the ball kicked out on the left side. 32-minute mark now in the first half, so 8 minutes remaining here in the first half till we have the break. Bulldogs leading West Bend 2-0.
Back into the game for Cedarburg. Number 25, Roland Children.
Ron Lilgren, the senior for Cedarburg.
Number 10, Alexis Duwati.
Heavy action again, but
Number 13.
West Bend turns it away. Cedarburg tries kicking it again. And it comes back in favor of West Bend. Here's the kick. Fran Anderson got it. Now Cedarburg takes it right back from Peyton Wetzel. Peyton tries centering the ball up front to Pearl Winterhalter. And out. And some more subs coming back in for Cedarburg. Multiple subs. Well, head coach Robert Williams definitely subbing at will and at great amounts here in this opening half. West Bend has shown their share of substitutions, but not to the length that Cedarburg has been subbing with here in this first half, which has approximately 6.5 minutes remaining in it. Now at midfield, intercepted by West Bend, but Cedarburg break back. Cedarburg defenders there, but coming off with it is West Bend. There is Dricken. Dricken with the kick on, and it goes off to the right side of the goal. And for one of the first times tonight, Allie Creer, the goalie for Cedarburg, has to come out and catch the ball. Well, we see our first mounted offensive attack on that series by West Bend. Cedarburg puts the ball back in play. 35 minutes have gone by. 5 minutes remaining here in the opening half. 2-0 Cedarburg. Goal by Peyton Wetzel at the 4:06 mark, and then Autumn Snow at the 28:55 mark. We'll get set to put it back in. Alexis Gugliotti, here's her kick. And a nice forwarded pass up there, just out of the grasp of Summer Dricken. And Creer will come out and push the ball right back into play for her Bulldogs. We're down to 4 minutes remaining here in the first half. 4 minutes to play in the first half. Play at midfield. Cedarburg brings it down instead on the header from Peyton Wetzel. Peyton chasing it down as she's defended back there by Maura Farrell. And another substitution coming in here for Cedarburg. Amara Halverson, number 18, checks in for the first time this evening. Three minutes remaining here in the opening half. Kept in there by Gugliotti. And ball goes out of bounds on the east side of the field in front of the Cedarburg bench. Now pushed back in, and Cedarburg back in control. And they'll advance the ball up quickly. Here's Epstein for Cedarburg. Down on the right side, and over and out. And it seems like every time there's a break in the action, Robert Williams is substituting his girls on the field. Definitely letting those girls get playing time out there this evening. Inside the box, no, ball goes out. And it's kept in play by Cedarburg. Inside, nice, stopped out there by Stoltz for West Bend. Minute and a half to go here in the first half. Cedarburg looking at a 2-0 lead right now as we wind down play here. Up to Claire Van Erman. She'll push it up, and Epstein will try to chase it down for Cedarburg. And we have 1 minute remaining here in the first half. So as we wind down play here in the first half, Epstein keeps it in play. Back out to almost the midfield, and now here comes West Bend trying to get an attack on here with 30 seconds to play in the half. Chasing it down, it is Dricken! Oh no! And the crowd asking for a card on that one. Summer Dricken had a breakaway on that one. Referee did not call anything on that one, and they're just going to let the clock run out here to end the first half. And now we'll wait and see what the ruling is on the field.
Don't be shy.
All right, as you await Alexis Gugliotti. And evidently nothing will be called, so that's going to be the end of the first half. Halftime in this North Shore Conference match, and your score at halftime, the Cedarburg Bulldogs 2 and West Bend nothing. Second half coming up next here on West Bend Community TV. Welcome back to the West Bend Soccer Complex with camera operator producer John Elke. I'm the Bear, Barry Hirsch. 2-0, Cedarburg with the lead as we go to the second half. Peyton Wetzel, the first goal of the night at the 4:06 mark. And then at the 28:55 mark, it was Autumn Snow with the second goal. So that's where we're at, 2-0, Cedarburg. And the second half is now underway. Still a beautiful evening here for you as we tape this game on Tuesday night, May the 10th. We were at 83 degrees and clear skies when the game started. We're dropped a few degrees, but not a lot. We're at 78 degrees right now as we start the second half. Teams have switched ends of the field to start for this second half of play. And now play right below us.
What about the penalty kick?
There's the kick in from Nobile. Now Stever controlling it. Push it up on the right to Strobel. She'll try a kick, and coming out to make the save, Sophia Stoltz for West Bend. So we've played 2 minutes into this second half now. And the score remains 2-0 in favor of Cedarburg. Up, down, front, right side, Strobel. She'll give a side kick, and it goes off to the side out of bounds. On the kick in, Strobel there for Cedarburg. She takes the center in the box, kicked away. But kept in there by Altamari for Cedarburg. And now the ball kicked out of bounds. Tossed in back in play by West Bend. Cedarburg takes it. Centered it down, but West Bend comes back up with it. Fran Anderson dribbling the ball over to Gugliotti. Momentarily went into West Bend territory, but now Cedarburg brings it right back the other way, going left to right on your screen as you watch action here now in the second half. Stoltz comes out of the goal box to make the save. 4 minutes gone by here in half number 2. 36 minutes remaining in this match. Kicked in, shot. Oh, nice save there by Stoltz.
Keep it up, 11.
Sophia Stoltz comes in and makes the nice save. Cedarburg goes right back on the attack. Here's Strobel. Pushed down on the right side to Nobile. She'll try centering into the box. Kicked it up and over the goal. So here's the kick in back into play for West Bend. Look out, ball in the center, shot, and in the goal for Cedarburg. And
46 minutes. Number 11, Mary Strobel.
so Mary Strobel, the sophomore for Cedarburg, is credited with the goal. And now Cedarburg takes a 3-0 lead. So they get their first goal here in the second half, almost about the same point they got their first goal of the night. They got that first goal just over 4 minutes into the game, and this one comes a little over 5 minutes into the second half. All right, back to play we go now. Now a 3-0 advantage for the Cedarburg Bulldogs. Pop down around, and it'll be chased down by Reese Cummings. And here's Cedarburg now, pushing it up again. Pass up to Autumn Snow. Snow dribbling the ball around, centers it inside the front of the box. Cedarburg trying to maintain it. Pushed back right inside here, Talon Nobile. Push it down on the right side. Nobile with it in front of the scoreboard. Nobile still dribbles the ball. She'll take a kick. It goes over. It goes in on the left side by Cedarburg. Right at the 47th minute. And the Bulldogs mounting a big attack now, make it a 4-0 game. Peyton Wetzel gets credited with the goal. That is her second of the night. She scored the first goal of the night, and now she gets this one at the 47th minute. So, about a minute and 20 seconds apart from each other, Cedarburg gets back-to-back goals and now takes a 4-0 lead as there's a kick and a save by Sophia Stoltz. 47.5 minutes have elapsed here in the match.
Number 5, Talam.
And the Bulldogs have a 4-goal lead now. They led 2-0 at the break, and now back-to-back goals, coming a minute 7 apart from each other, have pushed us out to a 4-0 lead. West Bend with their work cut out for them, looking at a 4-goal deficit now. At midfield, Cedarburg continues to keep it in play. Tapped around, but coming out of it for the Bulldogs is Strobel. She'll center. Whoa, look out. And Sophia Stoltz lost control of the ball there for a moment. I actually lost sight of the ball, but got back on it just in time before that one squibbled its way through the net. And Stoltz will put it back into play. Summer Dricken pushes it up. Trahan trying to keep it, but it's out of her reach. And here comes Cedarburg. Look out, big one coming up here as Strobel. And an offside one as Strobel was a little bit in front of it more than she could have been allowed. 50 minutes have gone by in the match, so we've played now 10 minutes here in the second half. We have 30 minutes remaining in the match. And it is 4-0 Cedarburg. You're watching coverage of girls high school soccer here on West Bend Community TV. Dribbling the ball, bringing it up is Strobel for Cedarburg. She'll drop down and lose the ball. Now play continues down on the south end of the field in front of the scoreboard. And we'll get the free kick coming in now from the right corner on the south end by the scoreboard. Here's the kick coming in. And it's intercepted right away in there by Cedarburg, Jackie Stever. And we're going to get wholesale substitutions on both sides. Farrell will put the ball back in play now for West Bend. There's the toss in. Brought back by Alamori for Cedarburg. Thompson had it, goes off wide of the goal. And now the kick back into play. Header by Van Emmen keeps it in play for Cedarburg, but intercepted out there by West Bend. That is Ashlyn Muller. Cedarburg pushes it back into their favor now, bringing it up into the field. Now dribbling with the ball and getting a whistle out there was Taylor Nobile. And Courtney Van Ermen will go to the sideline and get replaced. And now we go back into play. "53 minutes gone by here in the match. So we're down to about 27 minutes remaining here in this match between Cedarburg and West Bend, with Cedarburg leading 4-0. 2 goals coming a minute and 7 seconds apart here in the second half. Pushed it out from the 2-0 halftime lead. Again, Bulldogs right on the ball. Dribbling with it is Altamari. Pushes it over to Stever. Now center one, down on the right side. Taken down out of bounds in front of the scoreboard. Tossed right back into play. Autumn Snow. Pushed around, tipped around. West Bend again trying to mount a surge here, much like unfortunately we saw in the first half. All of the offense is being done by Cedarburg down in their end of the field. Now trying to come up with it. Mia Thompson for Cedarburg. There's a nice advance, but a header by Cedarburg puts it right back into the side. Now at midfield, and again Cedarburg comes back off of the other side with the ball. Nobile with it. Advances it up to Schmidt. Gives way over to Thompson. Punched up. 55-minute mark here in the match. So we're down to 25 minutes remaining, and now here comes in a surge by West Bend, but once again, Cedarburg there to stop it. Header there by West Bend keeps it in play. Cedarburg just a step ahead of that one, gets it back. Autumn Snow dribbling the ball. Snow brings it over, centers it. Snow now in front of the box. Nice block out there by Gugliotti for West Bend. Kick in there and stopped by Sophia Stoltz. We've played 56 minutes in the match this evening. Look out, coming in, shot, and inside, gets past Sophia Stoltz. At the 56-25 mark.
Cedarburg goal in the 57th minute. Number 6, Nadia Epstein.
So Nadia Epstein gets her name in the books as she'll score. And now it becomes a 5-0 game in favor of Cedarburg. 56.5 minutes elapsed in the match. And now the official issuing a warning, I believe, to Kate Dietrich for Cedarburg as he called her over. So now the kick coming in by Gugliotti and back into play. And it comes back down on the right side. Cedarburg now mounting another attack. Here comes off over the right side to Schmidt. Centers the ball. Working hard, Strobel. Strobel still with it. Strobel kicking it in and up and over the goal. Mary Strobel tried getting one to go through and kicked it over too high. Strobel got the first goal here in the second half, which at that point made it a 3-0 game. But since then, 2 more goals came through for Cedarburg, including the last one by Epstein at the 56-25 mark of the match. And it's a commanding lead now for Cedarburg at 5-0. Here's Nobile with the ball. Nobile dribbles, kicks it down in the center of the box, and coming out, and Sophia Stoltz with the stop. Play down on the south corner. Try to centered one, but she missed it.
Way to go, Abby!
And here's West Bend trying to come up with it, but instead Cedarburg right back again. Punched out over on the other side. 59 minutes gone by, leaving us with 21 minutes in the match. And the Bulldogs, unfortunately, well in control of this match at 5-0. Down on the right south corner by the scoreboard. Now centered one. Comes away with it for West Bend. But again, Cedarburg there to command the zone. Abigail Schmidt down on the right corner. Now action in front of the scoreboard. Schmidt still dribbling the ball. Tries centering it in the box to her teammate, but it comes away. Chases on. Cedarburg comes up with it. Now West Bend trying their best to get something moving forward, but again, every time something looks positive, Cedarburg there to shut it down. Now this was Dietrich working with it for Cedarburg. Ball comes out almost to midfield. Gugliotti for West Bend puts it back in control, and she's got the whistle off of her. Under 20 minutes remaining in this North Shore Conference matchup between Cedarburg and West Bend, with Cedarburg in control at 5-0. Shooting the action for us tonight is camera operator and producer John Elke. I'm the Bear Barry Hirsch on a beautiful evening as we record this game for you on Tuesday night, May the 10th. It was 83 degrees when this game kicked off. We just dropped a couple degrees. We're down to 78 degrees now. This is definitely one for our record books in this spring high school sports season, as far as the weather cooperating and finally giving us decent weather. Now from that far east end of the field by the Cedarburg bench, ball tossed back into play. Rolls back around out of bounds. A little bit of a tie-up out there. And Cedarburg comes out of that little bit of a scruffle with it. Here's Nobile. Nobile pushes the ball up to Sophia Schultz. She'll try centering it in the box. West Bend there to intercept and defend it well. Gugliotti brings it up. Now right below our advantage here up in the press box. Trying to work with it, and nicely coming up with the ball is Trahan for West Bend. She'll force it up. And West Bend with a possible good attack movement here. Working up the ball nicely is Summer Dricken. Dricken tries centering the ball. Oh, hits the pole. And a come up and a save made by Allie Creer.
Keep it up.
But one of the very first and few good offensive attacks tonight we've seen by West Bend, but unfortunately couldn't come up with a goal. A little over 27 minutes remaining in this game now. Or excuse me, about 17 minutes. Look out as they came down on that side. Ball kicks back in play. Right at midfield, Matt Ehrman for Cedarburg. Nice kick downfield by Sophia Schultz inside the box. Trying to get it centered inside there to Strobel. Strobel offensively kicking it around. And instead, West Bend will put it back in play, going the other side now, right to left.
It's all right, Bear.
Kick back in and taken back inside by Courtney Van Ehrman for Cedarburg. Just past the 65-minute mark in this match, so 15 minutes remaining. And it's a 5-0 game. Cedarburg leading West Bend. Bulldogs led 2-0 at the break. Two back-to-back goals by Mary Strobel and Peyton Wetzel, a little over a minute and 5 seconds apart. And then at the 56-25 mark, Nadia Epstein puts one in. Wetzel has 2 goals here tonight for Cedarburg. She got the first goal and the 4th goal.
Good job, Allie.
Toss in from Cedarburg. Has action down there on the south end in front to the scoreboard. Now Bulldog can maintain it. Sophia Schultz. Down into the right corner to Nobile. Nobile going against her defender in front of the scoreboard. Keeps possession of the ball. Push it back out to Schultz. She'll try a kick from the right corner, and it goes off to the corner of the goal, out of bounds. "67 minutes have elapsed. 13 minutes remaining in the match. Play resumes now back over in front on the east end by the Cedarburg bench. Bulldogs toss it right back in play. Cross into the center, Nobile. Works the ball up to Sophia Schultz. Here's Sophia dribbling the ball. She'll try kicking one and centering it over out of the reach of Lacora. Comes back the other way, West Bend. But the defender for Cedarburg stops that possible attack. Here comes the Bulldogs again. Strong offensive attack. Mounting down in front of the scoreboard. Tripped away, comes back away with it. That's Wetzel. Wetzel tries one and saved, made out there by Sophia. So another nice save by goalie Sophia Stoltz for West Bend, but now she needs her team to get some offense going. Waiting for the toss in just off to the end of the West Bend bench. 69.5 minutes into the match, so coming up on the 10-minute mark remaining. And we've now reached 70 minutes into this match. 10 minutes remaining. And West Bend trails 5-0. Cedarburg led 2-0 at halftime and have popped in 3 goals here in the second half. Toss-in coming down there on the far southeast end of the field. West Bend with the toss-in once again. 9 minutes remaining in the match. Collision out there, whistle from the official. Kick comes in from West Bend. Now at midfield. Cedarburg once again with the possession. Up front to Wetzel. Taken away momentarily by Izzy Lutz. Now Lutz comes up with it. Kicks it up, forwarding it up the field. We have 8 minutes remaining in the match. Header out there by Gugliotti, trying to keep it in play for West Bend, and now it's stopped out there by Nolan for West Bend. Now down on the far northeast end of the field. And we'll get a corner kick in, as again we'll get wholesale substitutions from both teams. Seven minutes remaining now in the match.
Win it.
Ball pushed up to midfield. Lutz trying to keep control for West Bend. Chase is on. Wetzel will win the chase and get down to the ball, but Lutz is there to try and defend it away from her. Lutz does get it away from her. Now Zoe Bruce up for it for West Bend. Brought back down the other side, though, Mia Thompson for Cedarburg, but here comes West Bend again. Gugliotti pushes it up to midfield. 6 minutes remaining in the match. 5-0 in favor of Cedarburg. Kick in from West Bend. And right into the arms of goalie Allie Creer. And we have another girl and goalie, I've been told, for Cedarburg. That's not Allie Creer. Just under 5 minutes remaining now. Ball pushed up. Wetzel there on the corner. Cheyenne Nolan trying to come up. Shot over and up and in the goal. In that upper left-hand goal. And it's now 6-0. So Peyton Wetzel kicks in her third goal of the night. She got the opening goal of this match. And now 2 goals here in the second half, one at the 47-minute mark and one at the 76-minute mark. So not only getting 3 goals, but depending what happens here in the final 4 minutes, she might have the dubious honor of having the first and last goals scored here tonight for her Bulldogs. Led it by the mere score of 2-0 at halftime, but then came out strong in the second half, got 2 goals a minute and 5 seconds apart from each other. And now 2 more goals at the 56-25 mark and just moments ago at the 75-39 mark of the match. And we're down to 3.5 minutes remaining. Down into the far southeast end again. Coming up with about 2 minutes to play in the match. Six nothing in favor of Cedarburg. If you've enjoyed coverage of our game here, we'd love to hear from you. Send us a line at West Bend Community Television and tell our producer, cameraman John Elke, and others that you enjoy this coverage, not only of soccer, but of all of our high school sports.
Nice try, Fred.
Coming up on 1 minute remaining in the match.
1 minute remaining in the game.
Here's Gugliotti. See if West Bend can mount one maybe last surge. At midfield, Mia Thompson for Cedarburg. 30 seconds now remaining in the match. Now down in that far side corner. Taken down. 15 seconds remaining in the match. As we'll get set to count down the final 10 seconds as it's kicked in.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that'll wind it up. As this one will go in favor of the Cedarburg Bulldogs. 6-0. Peyton Wetzel, 3 of the 6 goals tonight. She gets the opening goal at the 4:06 mark. And then Autumn Snow gets one at the 28:55 mark, and it was 2-0 halftime lead for Cedarburg. Cedarburg came out, though, and put this game pretty much out of reach with back-to-back goals, a minute 7 apiece. 45:53 was Mary Strobel. And then Peyton Wetzel at the 47-minute mark made it 4-0. Nadia Epstein notched in goal number 5 at the 56:25 mark. And then Peyton Wetzel gets her third goal of the night at the 75:39 mark, making the score Cedarburg 6 and West Bend 0. On behalf of camera operator and our producer, John Elke, I'm the Bear, Barry Hirsch. Thank you very much for watching this West Bend Community TV's production of Girls High School Soccer.